Hi, Farhad.
Hi,
Hello
Sunetro.
to a new week.
Hi. Check
Another
out my
week.
hair. Check out my hair. I don't know what's
uh,
happening. Yeah.
is it
Look at
the
this.
Pune frizz?
It's
Like,
the Puna water. It's the Puna water and a new conditioner. And oh, I can't keep it. So I'm gonna keep playing with my hair throughout. Don't mind.
great. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So new episode, new week. How have you been? Quick touching base.
I've been work busy, which is good. So I like it, but I also hate it because that means a lot of WhatsApp groups, a lot of emails again.
Hmm.
So after having a year where that all had kind of stopped, to
Yeah.
suddenly feel like, oh my God, emails, emails,
Yeah,
emails,
yeah, yeah,
emails,
yeah, yeah.
WhatsApp, WhatsApp, WhatsApp. It's a little annoying. I
Hmm.
wouldn't mind it if it was a 9 to 6, but it's going beyond 9 to 6, so it's fucking fine.
Yeah.
A little. But
Yeah.
I'm also enjoying the busyness.
Yeah. Well, I mean, being busy is a good thing. I always believe that being a little busier than comfortable is okay. I'd rather pick that
Yeah,
over being not busy at all. So yeah.
I know. I'm the
But
opposite, so I know.
but yeah, so starting this episode, what do we have to talk about when it comes to the our first segment, which is
Small
small.
talk.
um
Small talk.
yeah.
Uh, I, you know, this is a like a PSA to all the gays. Yeah. Again, this week I read about the Vatican will not recognize. They'll recognize homosexuality. Tell me if I got this right. They acknowledge homosexuality, but they can't acknowledge the union, like a
Union.
marriage
Yeah.
between
Yeah.
homosexuals. And dude, I laugh when I read all of this, but then I see how much it pisses people off. So I feel bad that in my head I'm laughing
Yeah.
because
I get I
that
get the I get the reaction, but I'm like, let it go. I mean, these are it's like, can you are you going to expect anything from this institution that has historically worked towards subjugating us left, right, and center? Really?
that's the thing, right? It's some progressive, like, okay, I don't know which are progressive religions, but Christianity of all of them. First of all, I'm like, that's the guilt trip central, like
Yeah.
everything about Christianity is so like, at least others are direct. Homosexuals should be killed. I get that. That's at least extreme. No, you know what I mean. Like, I'm trying to be funny, but with Christianity, there's so much guilt and there's so much sinning and there's so much this, and it already makes you feel horrible about who you are. And then to pander to these kind of rulings or whatever, these are opinions that the Vatican puts out, and to get affected by that. I somewhere I'm like, get affected, but I'm like, क्यों यार, मतलब,
Yeah. I
who are
mean,
you
it's
trying to?
so my point is, it's like an abusive relationship. Why? And that's what it is, where you're constantly getting hurt by the same person, but you still keep expecting that they will maybe change, because they give you like these fake hints that I actually
Oh
am on
yeah,
your
the
side.
Pope is now. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they this whatever, it doubles down, and it's very clear that the the abusive boyfriend is the abusive boyfriend. Like, it's
Yeah,
just as
yeah,
he's just as abusive. And I just don't,
yeah.
I think, yeah, like, I think this is a PFA and a PSA to, like, every queer out there. I will only start getting affected at all. And by getting affected, I mean good, bad, ugly, any kind of affected,
Hmm.
when the church comes out and says, okay, you know what, we were wrong. Once they
Sorry.
say that,
Yeah. What's this?
yeah,
Sorry.
we were
Oops.
wrong. Oops,
Sorry.
sorry. If they don't, then really don't, like, I don't expect anything from
But
them.
what
And
does it say about me? If I find this funny, is am I being an asshole that I find it funny? The
no, so it
reaction
makes
that
you,
happens when
okay, so I think it makes you, um don't take this the wrong way, but I think when we, make these statements, I think we also come from a place of privilege because we belong to different religions. Second, we also are privileged enough to not be affected by religion. It doesn't play a part in our lives. Like at least I can speak for myself. And fortunately or
I know I'm
unfortunately,
fundamentally wrong. I know I'm fundamentally wrong to assume for someone else that they should not be affected by
no,
a certain thing.
yeah, I just, and like that's why I wanted to make that like the example of an abusive relationship, because you feel like you're getting something out of it. You feel like it's a symbiotic relationship, but it takes a lot more from you uh, than it gives you. And this is exactly, and I'm speaking for the queers here. I'm speaking not for, I'm sure people find solace in religion, and I'm sure, like, I don't agree, but I'm sure there are millions and billions of people who do find solace in religion, and so be it. But when it kind of keeps treading on your freedom, when it keeps treading on your uh, just being your
Or dictates anything, like how you're
anything,
supposed to.
and that's when I kind of feel like um, I mean, the threads are visible, so let's call a spade a spade. But again, like I said, this happens to people who can see religion from an objective point of view, from an outside perspective, and yeah, like I think we speak from a very privileged point of view on that. So yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
So well,
That's our two
that's
bits
the end
of
of on yet another incident where the church kind of hurts our community. But that's the end of small talk. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back, and we'll start our topic of the day and get into big talk,
very
the
fun
second
topic.
segment of the day.
Very fun topic today.
Yeah. All right. So big talk, what
I
are we
already
talking
know.
about?
You know what we are talking about, Sunetro.
Yeah,
You had a huge life change, literally a
it
milestone.
is. Yeah.
It's a milestone in
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
life,
It
and
is. It is.
out of that milestone comes our topic today. And I
Yeah.
want you to tell our listeners what that big milestone in your life is.
So it is pets, and it's basically the equivalent of children for a lot of queer people, actually. Yeah, we'll be talking about pets. Why? Because I happened to adopt a dog earlier this week, and she's so yeah. So I have like a daughter. I have uh, I have a dog that I'm taking care of, and it's just
Give us a context.
I'm
How did you come across?
so okay. So I'll start where it all began. I've always, I mean, we've spoken about it. I love animals, and I'm a I'm a dog person, and I've always wanted a dog. I just wanted to be sure that the space that I'm living in is big enough for me to for the dog to kind of exist freely and chill wherever he or she wanted. So when I moved to my current house, which is a bigger house,
Mm.
um, I kind of figured that this is a good time, and I knew that we are not getting back to like office work anytime before September, October. So I'd have enough time to kind of spend with the dog to kind of create a bond and all of that. So I kind of sent feelers out. I have a lot of, and this is strange because each friend circle, there are life stages that all friends go through, and that's the same for my friend circle, where literally 80% of my friend circle, they're all going through, and most of my friend circle, we don't care much about progeny, so to say. Let the clans end with us. And all of us are pet parents. And so I'd sent feelers out, and I'd I'd get approached. I'd see a lot of dogs. It just wouldn't work out because again, my lifestyle is a very it's difficult to crack because I live alone. I work. I am not at home all the time, so not all dogs are amenable for that. and it just so happened that that there was a Chihuahua that I kind of really liked, and this was one of the many pages that are out there for dog adoptions and stuff. So I reached out to uh, the owners, the fosters. Um, so I was about to meet the Chihuahua because we wanted to see whether the dog reacts well or not. The foster mom, we had a very honest conversation, and she said that, do you have family at home? So I said, no, I don't. And there's a reason why I'm giving you all of this context. Um, so she said that you won't be a good fit for this person, this one, because she's very like traumatized. Like, she's had a traumatic experience. She doesn't react really well to being left alone at all. Like not even in the next room. So she either needs constant human company or constant like dog company. So I said sure, and I got it. Like, I was like, sure, this is clearly not happening. So I was like, okay, so maybe I'll get a dog in like the next 3 months. And so I went to check her photo once again to almost be like, oh, like, so this is not happening, but bye bye. Below that was a post which someone had posted with my current dog, and this person had posted saying that she's and I saw this photo of this tiny little thing, like she's minuscule. And yeah, like I just saw her, and I don't know, I had like my mouth was watering like when I saw her. She was so cute. Like, don't you feel that, like, when you see,
I
like,
do feel like biting my
like
cat
that
all the
feeling of, yeah, that's what, like, I annoy her so much. Like, I give her like 500 kisses a day. She just goes like,
even
like, but
babies, I
anyway,
hate saying this, but when I see
yeah.
babies whose heads smell nice, I literally, this is
Yeah,
very
like
weird,
cute aggression.
I feel like biting them. I just feel like biting them.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I saw the photo. I reached out to that account. As in, I messaged on that on that post. No one responded, and then 3 days later, I see like that there's a new friend request from someone, and I was like, who is this person? But then I realized that in my others folder, this person's actually messaged me. So this person is the one who had rescued her, and the person who was fostering had put that post up. So one thing led to another. She came, visited my house, and the day she visited my house, she got so comfortable. We were like, okay, so let's just start. I was very nervous because I didn't have anything for her. I didn't have a bed. I didn't have food. I didn't have anything for her. But we were like, okay, I mean, let's just start. So she started staying, and it's been what, 4 days? This is my fourth day with her, and it's just
Wait, hi. We tell everyone the name.
her name is Gaga.
Because you're a Taylor Swift fan.
Why? No, the reason why she's her name is Gaga is because she's tiny, she's sassy as fuck, and that's why I called her Gaga. So my options were Frida or Gaga because diminutive women who pack a punch. But yeah, like I stuck with Gaga, and yeah, so yeah.
Is she around?
She's like, whenever I'm doing calls,
we will at some point. Yeah. We should introduce her to the world.
Yeah.
But wow, congrats, man. That is amazing.
Thank you. I mean, and this is something I knew I wasn't prepared for what I would feel, but I knew that I would feel something akin to just this. I don't know, like I just, like in the middle of the day, in the middle of work, she's lying down in the drawing room, and I just go lie on the floor, and I just go like,
I know that. I know that.
Oh my God.
I just squish randomly. So I have squid. So first of all, welcome to being a pet parent. And it is okay. I don't want to be like, oh, it is actually parenthood in a lot of ways.
It
In terms
is,
of
of course it
worry,
is.
first of all, in terms of worry, I've had Squid, my cat, with me for like 5 years. He just turned 5 in February. And oh my God, I worry about him all the time. Like, has he run away? Has he gone away? What if he this? What if he ate the wrong thing? Or, like it's constant worrying and all of that. But just sometimes I realize that I it's been like half an hour, 45 minutes that I've just been staring at him, not doing jack shit.
Yeah.
And it's so entertaining, even that much.
Yeah.
So like, and
Yeah.
yeah, man, I really sometimes think that I'm going to sound a little. I'm sorry, he's sitting there a little distance. I'm looking there and talking, and just his tail is sticking out. But I love the motherfucker a bit. Like I don't know what life. It's so funny for me. So this might
Where
be a
did it
little.
start? Why did you get a pet?
Why did I get a pet? So great. I had a boyfriend. We were together for like we were together for 5 years, but in our fourth year, I remember one day I was at home and my boyfriend just came home and he was like, I think every building has that electricity ka meter ka box, and my boyfriend one day comes home and he's like, I think there are kittens. A cat has laid kittens in that, and I was like, fuck, what a terrible place to give birth because it's dangerous. It's an electric this and all. So I opened that cupboard. I used to live on the ground floor. I opened that little electric box, and you won't believe it, until that second I had not thought of, because here's the deal. I have had pets in the past as a kid. And every time I lost a pet, the pain was just so much that you somehow just, I know a lot of people do this where no, I can never have a pet again because it was too much to deal with the loss of a pet is just weird. Because I guess with humans, at least you get closure and stuff in some way.
Yeah.
But with pets, you'd never get closure because it's always a one-way communication in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But long story short, till that second that I opened the door, I had no idea I was going to see a cat and I was instantly going to want to adopt it. But basically, inside were like, there were 5 kittens who were like, they were in a circle, and in the center, Squid, who is now Squid, he was just sitting up with his eyes wide open. And that's the thing. They all were at an age where their eyes had hardly opened and all. But I don't know what, it was just the way I felt like, you know how they say telekinesis? Like, I literally felt like I looked into his eyes, he looked into my eyes, and I was like, okay, I think I want this cat right now. So then I went through the usual. I took him to the vet. The vet was like, he's too young to be adopted. You have to leave him with the mother, so mother's milk and all of that kind of shit. But turns out one by one, because cats are terrible to each other, they were incredibly territorial. So one by one, his siblings started being attacked by other male cats. And I started feeling this, oh my God, no, I have to get him right away. And that's how one day I just picked him up. I was like, okay, this cat is mine. And it's so funny that fraction, sometimes we think so much about decisions, before making a decision, we weigh the pros and the cons and this and all. But that was literally a fraction. That decision was made in a fraction of a second. And he has become such a huge part of my life. And he's not only a huge part of my life, he is I found and this is what my friends tell me all the time, I've somehow managed to find a cat who is exactly me. All my friends are like, oh my God, you both lie down together, you both look similar, you both do everything, your postures are the same. In fact, my friend has a photo of me lying down on my back with my feet up and I'm asleep, okay? And Squid is right beside me, sleeping in the same posture. It's identical. So yeah, I just feel like sometimes, okay, since we are on the topic, there we go. I got him. There's little Squid. Just while I have him, otherwise I won't get him for the rest of them. Okay, he already wants to get it.
Yeah.
Squid, say hi. This is an episode for you,
Hello.
Squid. He doesn't care. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
Look at it. Come on, let's watch him fight. Look at this. Good. Go. So yeah, and I want to at some point talk about how the moment I broke up with my boyfriend, it was an easy
What
like.
was that like? Was there like
This
custody?
is a situation, and I don't know if I should bring it up because I know gay couples who have got pets together. Okay, I'll tell you, in my previous relationship, me and my boyfriend had got a goldfish together, like a small response. Goldfish is not too much responsibility, you know. We had got a goldfish together, and turns out he was moving back to the States. And this is something we knew even when we got into the relationship, that at some point he would be moving away. We still were so in love, we got a goldfish. And then it reached a point where I was not in a position to keep that goldfish. He had to go away. So we had to let the goldfish go. Yeah, as in, you know, and so when it came to squid, and again he became a part of my life, I already started feeling like, oh, what if my relationship ends? I can't do that to a cat, you know. I know it sounds stupid that I can do that to a fish, but not a cat. But long story short, I just gelled with him so much, I fell in love with him so much, that I knew in the event of us ever breaking up that he's my son. And I say this all the time. Sometimes he's my son, sometimes he's my best friend, sometimes he's my father, sometimes he's everything. He's a roommate. More than anything, he's like a flatmate whose poop I have to clean every now and then. That's it. But yeah, I don't know. At some point, we should talk about this dog versus cat thing. You know, a lot of times it's such a big conversation. So many times. Do you have a? I know me and you are both animal lovers. So I don't prefer one over the other.
I do.
Okay. Yeah. Even
I do prefer dogs over cats. I'll tell you why. Because I think cats aren't pets. You are a pet for the cat. Like, you know.
You're totally
So
right.
I want a pet. Like I want the pet. So that's why I like dogs. That's why I prefer dogs.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me, it's mutual respect. I feel like I find anything that requires my attention or depends on me too much, I find that too much. You know, sometimes like, no, I can't give you affection all the time, because sometimes I'm zero on the affection front. You know, I'm so devoid of feeling again, and I'm not coming from a mental health space, but I'm really answering from that space though. I know sometimes that my mental health might affect a dog, but it won't affect a cat, because a cat just exists with you. You know, he doesn't. You open the door. Sometimes I've gone for like, I remember I had come to Pune for like 2-3 months once. I was away from Squid for almost 2 months. And I come home, and you know, with a dog, at least you see all these videos where the dog jumps all over you, and oh my God, I'm so happy my owner is back. And Squid did not even look at me. You know? And I love that. I love that. That, you know,
You have to work
I
hard.
wish it was. I wish it was different. I hate it when I see, you know, the first thing when you told me that you got a dog, I was like, oh my God, you got something to hug and sleep in the night.
Yeah.
I don't have that. I don't have that.
But
there are cat cutlers.
So here's the thing. I also, and I don't know, this is just me. I also have been making sure there are boundaries. Because
you have to.
Yeah. So first and foremost, I think this one's a cat in a dog's body. Like she's really independent. Like right now, she was next to me. She got a little scratch on her, on her muzzle. And then she's like, I've got my fill. I'm going chilling in the drawing room. She's just disappeared now. Like I have no idea. She will emerge sometime later when
also
she
you're
wants.
4 days in. You're just 4 days in. It's just been 4 days.
True. Yeah. But her personality is very like feline, you know. So she has these bouts where she'll be over affectionate, but other than that, she's just like, you want to pet me, that's your thing. It seems to be a you problem, not a me problem. So I but at the same time, I think for me it's very important to have a couple of boundaries. Like I'm okay not sleeping with my pet, because I've gotten her like this beautiful big bed which she just sprawls and sleeps on. And she's happy. She likes sleeping in her own space. In the day, during the day, she likes every now and then coming near me and like just sitting near my feet and stuff. But for me again, it's exactly like a relationship where you understand and kind of keep learning and evolving what your boundaries are, how far you're willing to go, how far um, this closeness should be, and where you need to say no, this is too much. This is where you need to be a little more authoritative,
Yeah, yeah.
like this one, a couple of days, as in yesterday. um, so she's really fussy when it comes to food. So,
Already.
oh no, she is just fussy when it comes to food.
Okay.
Like she is,
Okay.
that's her.
Yeah.
So I made her chicken rice and carrots. Literally, I'll send you a photo. The only thing that's left, there is no water in the thing.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
dry as fuck, but
Yeah.
carrots. And the carrots, I
I
had mashed the carrots.
yeah.
So I don't want to force her to do that, but I also will not yield just
Hmm.
cause. So
हाँ,
I'm
ऐसा
going to
नाटक टेंट्रम नहीं फेंकना.
exactly.
हाँ.
So I'm going to fucking puree the carrots the next time and put it in a
Yeah.
food.
Done.
So you
Yeah.
fucking better eat.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so I think it's just a matter of,
You
finding the
won't
right.
believe it. Last year when Squid was not well,
Yeah.
once he started getting better, we had to start sneaking medicine into his food, right? So if you have kibbles, you've seen
Yeah,
kibbles,
yeah, yeah.
obviously. We would just sneak a pill in there. And sometimes, I'm not kidding, he would eat the entire bowl of kibbles, okay? Like individual little kibbles. And the only thing left behind in the bowl was the white pill. Like he
This
would
one,
eat. Huh.
this one doesn't touch kibble. Like not like I tried sneaking it in rice. She didn't touch the whole thing. So she hates
Honestly,
kibble.
you're
Like,
don't even go down the kibbles road. You're
yeah,
blessed.
yeah.
You're blessed because once you go down that road, then it'll be a nightmare to get them. Then she won't want anything other than kibbles. And
Anything
plus,
else,
a
yeah.
lot of times, even with during, I learned so much during Squid's illness last year that
Hmm.
actually, this stuff is not good for them.
Not good, yeah.
It's
Especially
good in
pedigree.
moderation.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
good in
yeah.
like because it does have all the nutrients and the minerals they require,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
your chicken rice might not have. It has
Hmm.
salmon oil, it has this and that. But also to preserve these things, they add preservatives, and those are apparently terrible for them.
Yeah.
And these are things I only learned after, unfortunately, I had to watch Squid go through a horrible body breakdown and stuff. But what I'm trying to say is you're lucky. You're lucky in that
Hmm.
sense that, right now, enjoy it. Because sometimes, and cats are famous for being creatures of habit. They can eat the same thing every single day. But when Squid was a kitten, you give him a fucking. His favorite thing was papad, watermelon. You name it, cucumber, rice, anything on our plates, he would want to eat it. But
Hmm.
now, if I try to even switch between two brands, no,
Hmm.
no. It's
Wow.
like I want that, and he will make my life hell. He started this new thing ever since we shifted to Pune. Obviously, even it's been a huge change for him, right? Because
Yes,
they are
yeah.
territorial. And dude, every night at 3 or 4, he's figured it out that if he meows continuously beside me in a very wanting way, like it's not like a meow meow, it's like a ma ma. He just keeps doing that. Sorry, that sounded so stupid. But like he'll keep doing that to a point where I will get out of bed at 3:30 a.m. and just be like, here, eat some fucking kibble. He's figured it out that if he annoys me enough, I will cave in. And there are times I sleep with my fucking noise cancellation earphones because I leave wet food for him. But no,
Yeah.
if they're smart as fuck. They're smart
Hmm.
as fuck. But they are the best.
I yeah,
I hope
I want to
you've got a
spend some.
little bit of a serotonin fix in the form of an animal.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Just like running, I don't know, it's the weirdest feeling, running your hands through the muzzle. It
Yeah.
just calms me fucking down. Like it really,
Yeah.
really does in a
Yeah.
stressful day. So in fact,
Yeah. Yeah.
so it's that time of the for the episode where I say my therapist says,
Therapy.
"Da-da-da."
Therapy.
Okay, so my last session was sometime last week, and I had told her that, you know what, I'm about to kind of see I might, but so I told her that, I'm finally getting a pet, and I think it will happen in the next week or so, but fingers crossed. And she was so happy for me. She said, you know what, you are one of those people who just, I can see that a pet will do you good and you will do a pet good, and true to it, like true to
Pets
that.
are therapy. I remember even when I was in therapy that time and I had not got squid. And when he had just about, I had seen him and I had not immediately taken him home because the vet had asked me to wait and all of that. I did bring up in therapy once that I'm thinking of getting a cat. And my therapist instantly was like, do it. And the way he went, do it, I knew where he's coming from. I knew he was coming from it's a great distraction. It's nice to have something to take care of. A lot of times I feel like, and I feel this in my own mental health journey, where because we are constantly responsible for ourselves. Again, and I don't want to put a gay LGBTQ angle on it, but more so where we have to rely on ourselves so much.
Yeah.
It can be a grueling feeling after a while, where you constantly are your own caretaker, you know. So when you suddenly get to project that on something else,
it
and
matters.
I don't mean to,
it does.
It kind of it shifts the whole, your point of focus shifts in a way where you're worried about the same things but about something else now. It's not constantly you who you're worried about yourself. And I really have to say I felt that, and I still feel that. It's not like something I only felt when my pet was new. Although I hate saying my pet. Sometimes I don't see Squid as my pet. But yeah, a lot of times I just felt like, this shift was so important for me in so many ways, to kind of think of something else's problem, something else, and not what problems does he have. He's like fucking eats for 1 hour a day, sleeps for 15 to 16 hours. That's it, and takes a shit and like has someone else clean it for him. So he's got the life, right? But it's just nice again to have that externally. I remember once, it's a very straight heteronormative quote, but I remember once reading somewhere that once you decide to have children, you decide to have a quarter of your heart to live outside your body. And I kind of understand that. Like, the moment you get something of such value in your life, you automatically have put a piece of you out there in another animal, and you are responsible for it, and you love it, and it's amazing. It's a great feeling.
My perspective on that is, it's similar in terms of the end goal, but my perspective on pets has been that, especially for the queer community, we have so much love to give. Everyone has love to give. Everyone has these, beautiful feelings of, caring and love and all of that. And there's always a part that remains untapped. And I feel like pets are the answer to that. Like for us as a large community, pets have always been the answer for that. That's why, and that's so true, which is why anyone who's listening, I would say, in time when whoever is self-dependent and kind of has their setup to kind of give the pet a good life. It needn't be a luxurious life, but give them a good life, a happy life, a satisfied content life. Get a pet, because it does wonders. um, because like I said, there is just this untapped part of you which then kind of finds a release, finds a conduit.
No, absolutely. Even recently, a friend of mine, she called me up, should I get a cat? And she's being very forward, because she's not getting a kitten. She's getting an already 4 to 5 year old cat, who's an adult, basically. And the first thing I told her was exactly this, that you won't, this will be a non-issue. Once you have it's in your life, it's a non-issue. You don't have to. Her main thing was, am I being stupid by getting something? Other people want kittens, but this cat is going to be in a lurch because the owner is leaving the country, and this cat is going to be like, it can't be a street cat or whatever. Oh my God, should we cut the podcast short today? It's okay.
So sorry.
I'm pro yawning, honestly. So many times in meetings and stuff, I hate it when people do this, okay? When people want to yawn, they do
and
this.
then they do. They clench their jaws.
And I'm like, just yawn. And science has proven that yawning is your lungs actually just trying to get more oxygen.
Yeah,
A lot of
exactly.
people think it's because when you get sleepy, you start breathing like a little. So you yawn. Okay, so yeah, it is
Exactly.
linked to sleepiness, but it's actually so I don't understand this whole yawning is frowned upon. Yawn, yeah, yawn. Go away.
I actually want to talk about something different with respect to pets, and what was the parental situation like, because I have a bit of a story there, but what was your parental situation like when it comes to accepting the pet,
As in
accepting?
my parents or
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I've always lived on my own in Bombay. My parents are in Pune. It wasn't a big this,
Yeah.
but uh I'll tell you where it becomes a problem sometimes. Uh my parents are from a different generation. Yeah. To them, cats drink milk. They're supposed to be on the road. So I'll give you certain instances where I felt like they belittle my love for my own animal. You know what I mean? Which is quite insulting sometimes. I'll give you an example where again Squid, when he fell ill last year, and I had suddenly an option of surgery came up. Okay, and the first thing when I asked how much is the surgery going to be, he said around 1,20,000, and this was he fell ill a day after the lockdown, a day before the lockdown was announced. So I had already kind of lost my job a little. I was financially very strapped, all of that. And I remember my mom was on the phone and she said, "How much is the doctor saying?" And I said, 1,20,000. Are you sure you want to spend that much for a cat? That was the first response. Now I get where she's coming from. I get why she would say something like that, but I was suddenly incensed. In my head, I'm like, dude, I would pay 5 lakhs if he gets okay tomorrow. I don't mind paying 6 lakhs for him. If I had the money and if that's what is required to keep him alive, because he's mine. And I sometimes feel like I don't want to sound too much, and I almost teared up when I was about to say that, but a lot of times I feel it's just me and him. Things have come and gone, roommates have come and gone, friends have come and gone. Life is just going through me like I'm some prism, and like light is it, whatever it is. But I just felt like in the last 5-6 years at least, I've had Squid by my side constantly. So a lot of times I felt like my environments are changing, and literally I'm talking from a different room in a different city to you, but Squid is still a constant. You know what I mean? Again, my lovers have come and gone, boyfriends, and oh my god, I have to at some point talk about and I don't know about dogs, Sunetro, but your dog is about to see a lot of gay sex. Can I tell you? So many times when I have hookups, Squid, literally, he's watching Discovery Channel. He just comes and he sits and he watches us and so many times
Oh
boys
no,
get a
I'm
little...
not comfortable with that. My bedroom is off bounds. Like,
okay.
Also, I mean, it's so weird because I set the tone the first day. There are spaces where he
can
where she needs to ask for permission. One of them is the kitchen, but she does now. So if she needs to enter the kitchen, she will stand exactly at the threshold and like sit there. Same with my bedroom. So at the bedroom, if I'm calling her in, she will first come and sit at the door, and then when I say come, she will come in. So
but you need that. You need that with dogs. You need boundaries like that. With a cat, what are you gonna do? I have my best friends. They got a beagle not very long ago, and they've had to do this. They had to put a grill on their kitchen. Because to set,
also
they had to get a trainer.
Boisterous. Yeah, they are boisterous. They are just.
They had to get a trainer to get that. Okay, no sitting on this couch. No doing this here. No doing that. With a cat, it's not going to give a shit. I put a grill, it's going to jump over the grill, or worse, it's going to get stuck in the grill, and make it even worse. But what I was trying to say is, sorry, I lost.
No, we were talking about family. You were saying your dog's about to see a lot of gay sex.
Yeah, there are times where, okay, leave alone the fact. Can I tell you a story though?
She's had
Once,
2 kids. I will, like, she can do without watching any more sex in life.
yeah,
She's
yeah.
more, yeah. She's had.
In my case, there are boys. First of all, people are a little wary of cats in general. Dogs are obviously more approachable
Yeah,
and more
yeah, yeah.
friendly and everything. But a lot of times, I have had cases where someone has come over and they're like, "Hey, I'm scared. Your cat." And really, I I'm not kidding. My vet has told me this. I have never met a more well-behaved, quiet cat than Squid. I'm not kidding.
Mhm.
Even through this whole medical thing last year, we rarely heard a peep out of him. We were shaving him, we were shoving syringes and
Mhm.
IV drips and tubes up his nose to feed him and all. And I've seen other cats at the vet and how they would like kill everyone around them. And Squid, on the other hand, was just this subservient, quiet. The vet has never seen something like that. He told me
Mhm.
that I have never seen a cat like this. You are special that you got a cat like that. So I feel that I'm blessed a little. But there have been times where someone has come over and it turns into sex, and okay, the door is open, and Squid just loves sitting on the corner of the bed and watching. It is a standard thing. It is so weird. And sometimes they stop, like, your cat is looking, and I'm like, Abhi kya bolu main usko? Just don't accidentally jizz on my cat. That might be weird. But apart from that, yeah, he'll come. Once he tried to sniff someone's balls. While this guy was fucking me from behind, suddenly Squid tried to slip his
Oh my
balls.
God.
Yeah, I know. It's a little crass, but it happens. But I have to tell you something. There's this one boy from Delhi I was really into. We had never met, but we were chatting for the longest time. And he was finally coming to Bombay. He decided to stay over at my place. And this guy did not know he's allergic to cats.
Mhm.
So he comes over, and within 5 minutes or 10 minutes of him entering my house, his skin is starting to turn red. He's coughing all over the place. And he's like, I think I'm allergic to the cat. I gave him Allegra to calm him down and all. But you won't believe it. We had to book a hotel room and we had to go stay in a hotel
Wow.
because he couldn't this. So in that way, thanks Squid for cock blocking.
Yeah.
Because suddenly now, once you're in the hotel room and he's all red and flared up and coughing and wheezing and all, I'm not going to make a move and be like, come on, sex time. He was there only for one night. That too. Yeah, Squid totally cock blocked me, but chalta hai. That's how much I love it. But yeah, you were saying your parents and
Oh
your
yeah.
dad and
So yeah, like, I think so. This was a conversation with my father, and I think, again, this is something that a lot of queer people might face. Um, so I had sort of, I think this was 4 or 5 years ago. I had kind of broached the topic with my father that, you know what, I will get a dog. And his instinctive first reaction was, no, 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 no.
mm,
This is a person
yeah.
who has no role to play, no contributory role to play in my life, none whatsoever.
Mm,
This is a person who is dependent on me. This is a person who has had nothing to say, nothing to do in my life, where in the past, in let's say, in that periphery of time, where he was an active participant. And from him to get that was so pissing off that I
it hurts.
fucking blew my first. So it hurt. And also for me, when I get hurt, I just get pissed. I don't get hurt and sad. I just get angry.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I fucking blew my top with him. Like, I remember having like a, one of those angry red conversations, I call them, where I'm like, I'm so angry, I'm crying, like, I'm so angry that I'm tearing up. Like, I remember having that kind of a conversation, saying that, if this is who you are, you will, I'm going to be happy, you never being part of my life, and shit like that. So for, I'll stop checking other stuff on
No, no,
on
my
your
God,
desktop.
my boss is messaging me on the side.
So
Sorry. No, but that's a little intense if it got to that.
yeah, and similarly, a couple of months back, I told him, we had a long conversation where I had said that, you're so detached from this reality that I will have a dog, that you've never even bothered asking me. You've never even said things like what, and I gave him the example of, if I had a kid, I would want you to be part of raising the kid, be part of that process. And because you can't even bring yourself to do this, that's how fucking useless you are in my life. And it shocked him to hear that, but he understood that.
Yeah.
But
No, I'm
I
so
needed
glad you said that, because this exact thing that you said is exactly the first thing I ended up saying. Every time my mom kind of hints at, but it's just a cat, but it's just a cat, And the funny thing is, she is fond of squid herself. Yeah. But a lot of times, my first knee-jerk reaction whenever that comes out, hey, this is my kid you're talking about.
Yeah.
This is a child. It's not like, oh, it's a different species and it's
Yeah.
below me or beneath me and I take care of it and there's some kind of power play and all of that.
Yeah.
But what you said a lot of times, and this is something again during this whole the expenses were never ending. When Squid was not well, it was ek mahina ho gaya, he was not well, 2 months he was
Yeah.
not well, 3 months, and I'm talking weekly about, I'm spending around 12,000 to 16,000 weekly on sonograms and ultrasounds and this and that, IV and whatever. And every week, this was like my mom would call to ask how Squid is doing. And then when I would be like, still no progress, still no, okay, bapre, my poor son, he's having to spend so much money because of a cat. She would say things like that. And in my head, I was like, bitch, you're not helping,
Yeah.
shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But again, I would take the higher road, okay, and
Mhm.
just be like, yeah, but it's something I have to do and I'm doing it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm managing.
Yeah.
So, I don't think I expect parents to kind of understand this kind of thing.
Yeah,
Or,
but I also, I mean,
or
I also feel like if they don't, then it's their responsibility. I'm not okay taking a higher road. If I take a higher road, it will be after I make them feel guilty.
no. Where I'm coming from is, oh my God. Woo. Woo. Okay. No, but where I'm coming from is, I sometimes do find myself subliminally, but like subconsciously, thinking that, hey, this might be my only chance of fathering some.
One sec, this is my only chance of fathering. I'm not getting.
Yeah, I get that. I get
children
I'm
in this
just saying,
world.
if I live in a, I get it. I don't. There's a 0.1% chance that I might find the man of my dreams and we fall in love, and it's deep, deep love that lasts years. And at some point we decide to adopt and all of that. I'm not going to sleep on that.
Oh,
yeah?
sure. Yeah.
I'm not going to. I'm saying in the rare event of that not happening, that 0.1% thing not happening, I feel like, yeah, this is the closest I am to fatherhood right now, at least for me. And that part I don't expect them to understand. This from a gay perspective, you know what I mean? To them, it's like, they know I'm gay. They know I've chosen this where I'm not going to get married, or I'm not.
They don't add things up.
To them, they don't understand this trajectory that's I've built in my head, and it's not like I've consciously been like, oh, because I'm never going to have children, let me get an animal. No, I've not done that consciously, but I constantly know that I have to take care of this thing. Its well-being is dependent on me. It is dependent in that sense. I feel like I'm responsible for this living thing, and in that sense, I feel like I am a parent, and I don't expect them to get that a lot of times. You know? Like, I'll give you an example. Even right now, I've shifted to Pune and I had to come to Bombay for 2-3 days. I told my brother for the first time, my brother has no cat experience. Yeah. So I told my brother, hey, can you come over and just feed him? I'll be gone for 2-3 days. All you have to do is just change his, give him a fresh bowl of water. I'll give you all the food. All you have to do is just give him some in a bowl. You can go back home. You don't have to worry. You don't have to sit near him, pet him, anything. He's a cat. He's just going to do his own shit. Yeah. Then I asked him, can you just clean out his litter box? Hey, I can't do all of that. That was his first reaction, you know? And now in my head, I was like, what the fuck, man, grow the fuck up, it's
Mhm.
okay. But then I also was like, I get it. He's not cleaned another animal's poop before. So
Mhm.
obviously he's grossed out, maybe, whatever it is.
You are
But
so like, you're so good at that way. Like, you take the high road. If I were there, you know
exactly.
what I would have said? Wait till you have a fucking kid, bitch.
I thought you were going to say, wait till you need to wear diapers. I won't clean you.
Oh, that too, that too. But
Oh my God.
that I would tell my dad, because he will, I will have to take care of him. So wait till
Yeah,
you get old, bitch.
yeah, yeah,
I would have, yeah. But like, you take the higher road, you
yeah,
have a stairway
yeah,
to heaven.
yeah,
Clearly,
yeah.
is it happening to
Okay,
you?
okay. I'm going to change tracks a little bit here. But you have to tell me one thing if you feel, okay? And I
Hmm.
always ask this to a lot of pet parents. A lot of my pet parents will eat meat.
Hmm.
Once they get an animal home,
Hmm.
they have a little bit of like dissonance where should I be eating meat? Okay, if it happens to you, I'm not saying it will happen. If it
No,
happens to you, let me know.
I mean,
If it happens to you,
my dog eats meat.
Baba, I'm saying in general, and it's something. Listen, you know the kind of food I eat and the
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of food.
So, okay,
What?
I'll tell you this. I don't think it's a pet thing. I have been on a journey where I'm cutting off meat slowly, gradually, just generally. So, the pet
You said
doesn't
that
figure.
before, yeah.
So, for example, now I don't eat any red meat, but I get uh like, I've decided that once a month I'll get mutton for this one.
Mm,
So, like, like a nice mutton bone, and I'll get some mutton keema and like mash it with rice and blah blah blah. So
okay.
I'm not eating this. It's going to be for her. So I don't think the pet features in terms of that decision.
Yeah.
I'm already on that journey. Like, in the next couple of years,
Yeah.
I
No. Where I was
know
coming
I'll
from, I did have a strong, and again, I'm a carnivore.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But I was shocked that once I got squid in my life, I set on this, oh, okay, it's an animal. And then I
Hmm.
started feeling affection for animals in
Hmm, hmm,
general.
hmm,
And
hmm.
then I started feeling, wait, if I feel like this about squid,
Yeah, yeah.
who has a nervous system and a central
Yes,
nervous
yeah,
system,
yeah,
then even a fish has that. Oh,
yeah.
even a chicken might feel that. Then
Hmm.
why do I have this speciesism kind of? That's where I'm coming from. If
Yeah.
you feel it, I'm not saying
No,
you
so
will
I've
feel it.
I've I felt that, and that's why. So I have this. The one of the two reasons why I quit all all quadrupeds was, one was obviously climate change and all of that, but also this exact like thing where I started feeling like, if I like dogs, I do have a bit of a hierarchy when it comes to animals. I feel like chickens are dumb, so like they were born to be eaten. So like I don't think they
Poor
feel.
chickens.
I
Poor
don't think they
chickens.
feel.
I
But
read in a book once. I read in a book once that in the next, let's say, 7,000 to 8,000, 10,000 years, you know how when we dig up, like archaeologists dig up Mohenjo-daro, Harappa types
mm,
excavations, basically, uh,
yeah,
they will realize that back then we were the worst chickens because there will be so much chicken bone in the crust of the earth at some point, and it's a fact. I read this in Yuval Noah Harari, the
yeah,
guy who
yeah,
wrote *Sapiens*. He's
yeah.
written about this, where either people might think we used to worship chickens, that's why we had so many
Mm,
chickens, and this is at a point where far in the future, okay, like
mm,
thousands and thousands of years, where they will actually realize that, oh my god, this animal ruled the planet. That's how much it existed.
yeah.
Also, a little tidbit, can I tell you? In 2020, for the first time in history, the number of chickens was way more than the number of human beings on the planet. Yeah,
Wow.
I remember reading that. I don't know why, how that matters, but it was such a random fact.
Yeah.
Like, oh, there are more chickens than humans on this planet.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I mean, yeah, it does make you compassionate. It does make you more empathetic towards other animals and stuff. So I do believe that, no doubt about that. But for me, that journey already had begun. So,
mm,
uh,
mm, mm.
yeah, like I can't I can't say, and also it's just been 4 days. So
Yeah.
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 But in any case, I feel this is me as a pet parent, new, like brand new pet parent saying this. it is a responsibility. It tires you. It drains you. But it is also something that I feel queer people should give a shot. This is,
Absolutely.
like I said, it's a conduit for all the love
Better
that
than
you
any
don't
man
end up.
you'll ever get.
Oh yeah, any
Yeah.
day. Yeah, like it's a beautiful conduit to kind of just channel that energy, channel that love, channel that care, and yeah, like do it. You
All the
know,
things that Sunetro said. So,
yeah.
yeah. Okay. That I
Yeah,
guess is our episode on
that's
pets.
that's the second segment, and we'll be back after a quick break, and we'll go off to our final segment, which is small talk. We
TikTok.
actually uh,
We fucked it up, but people
we
get it
fucked
now.
up. Yeah, yeah,
Love
yeah,
you. You love us enough
yeah,
to
yeah,
deal with
yeah,
it. Okay. Shut the
yeah.
fuck up, people.
All
Sorry.
right. All right, we are back, and just clarifying, we goofed up in the beginning. Our first segment was called TikTok, and the last segment is called Small Talk. So, every the last two episodes, what do we do for Small Talk? We recommend one thing that's just an embodiment of joy. It can be anything. It can be a person. It can be a work of art. It can be something we
Something we
read,
love. Yeah.
anything. So Farhad, what's that one thing that you chanced upon, or yeah.
Uh, wow. Okay. So, what I'm going to recommend, nobody can get it. Okay. Yeah, it's a thing that I have now, but basically, from my friend's great grandmother,
Hmm.
I found a Parsi recipe book called
Hmm.
Time and Talents.
Hmm.
Okay, and I'm going to give you a quick history behind it because it's fucking insane.
Hmm.
I'm so happy. I'm 10 times happier in life because of this recipe book.
Hmm.
Basically, pre-independence, Parsis were the only people who kind of flourished under the British rule.
Hmm.
Okay, because of our skin color, which is why all your Tatas,
Hmm.
Godreges, and all made all their money pre-independence,
Hmm.
basically. And all these rich wives of these industrialists and stuff,
Hmm.
they would get bored during the weekends or whatever. So they started this thing called Time and Talents Club,
Hmm.
okay, where around 18 to 20 of these women would meet up. Each one of them would come with 3 dishes,
Hmm.
okay, and then all the women individually taste each dish, okay, and the top 3 dishes of every weekend would go into this book,
Hmm.
okay. And now here's the best part. This club lasted from 1927 to 1978. So
Wow.
every weekend they would put in three. So imagine for
Hmm.
those 50 years, they collected the 3 best recipes every weekend. And towards the end, I found this book from 1927 to, it's a fat ass recipe
Hmm.
book
Hmm.
of the oldest like dead Parsi recipes where some people don't even make it.
Hmm.
And yeah, long story short, it's come in my possession and I am ecstatic. I am
It
ecstatic.
sounds like a treasure.
It has close to around 1,500 recipes. And
Wow.
again, because back then Parsi women would travel a lot. They would go to like China and they would this. So
Hmm.
it has recipes from around the world. It has
Hmm.
recipes from fucking adobo. I'm not even kidding.
Hmm.
They have one section which is entirely around the world. It's called
Wow.
where,
Wow.
from Lithuania to
Wow.
Egypt to Moscow. They have recipes from all over the world, and that's just one section. The rest of the book is bhejana cutlets, like brain cutlets, and
Hmm.
prawn samosas. I'm not kidding. These are the kind of dishes in that book. Huh? Prawn samosas, like a proper Parsi cookbook.
Hmm.
It's landed in my hands, and I couldn't be happier. So I would recommend it to you, but you are not going to find it anywhere. So I'm just going to gloat that I have this
So
recipe
fuck you,
book.
useless fuck.
And if, can I tell you something? My brother was like, okay, can you Xerox a copy for me too, like a photocopy? And it has so many pages that when I went to the Xerox guy, it cost me 1,200 just to Xerox it,
Wow.
because it has
Wow.
around
That many,
900,
yeah.
1,000 pages. It's that fat.
Wow.
So yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. It is,
Yeah.
yeah, it sounds
Time
amazing.
and Talents Club. Yeah, that's what it's called.
Interesting. Well, what would I recommend this week? So this isn't a new discovery for me, but I keep revisiting, and I think I've chanced upon this thing before, but in my life, one of the things, like in terms of music, my one of the most favorite things to listen to is cinema scores, and
Okay.
for me, like I listen to film scores just like that, like from beginning to end, and one of my most favorite composers is Thomas Newman. He's the guy who
Yeah.
scored American Beauty, Just for Everyone, American Beauty, and very recently 1917 and Skyfall and all of that.
Titanic.
No, he didn't.
Oh, wasn't he
No,
Titanic?
that's James Horner.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yep.
So a couple of days back, I decided to revisit Road to Perdition.
Okay.
And
Oh, nice.
I mean, it's a beautiful film in any case. But if anyone wants this immersive but incredibly serene sort of soundtrack that kind of lets you sink, it kind of lets you, it's almost cathartic because it somehow it channels something, it itches something in you. There are tracks that use beautiful bagpipes, there are tracks that are just pianos, there are tracks that you can literally feel yourself on uh, you know on a beach and not happy and working through your grief, and I think this is an album that just is a masterpiece. And so Road to Perdition by Thomas Newman, um, please everyone just go listen to it. There's nothing queer about it, there's nothing except for the fact that it's very very beautiful. That's about it. And we queers are beautiful. so yeah, this is a funny thing that I don't know whether I read it somewhere. So I have this notebook where I just randomly scribble stuff, so I don't know whether I heard it somewhere and I wrote it or I actually came up with it. But there was this sentence that I'd written in my diary where I said, so I'm from Bombay, that means I think I'm better than you, and I'm an out gay man, that means I am better than you. So there's nothing queer about it except for the fact that it's beautiful, just like us queer people, and that's my recommendation for the week.
Amazing.
Yeah, so that's it for this week. That's been a long chat.
Whew. I will
Yeah.
see you next week.
Yes.
Take care. Wow. Again, Parenthood Mubarak ho.
I am so blissed out to be part of this new club. So yeah, thank you so much. All right.
We'll see you guys next week. Thanks a lot for listening to us. Send us recommendations for conversations, topics, messages. We are back. Every time I say the term, we are back. And not just in life. Anytime I hear someone else also say we are back, I think of, that Eminem. Did you ever listen to Eminem?
On and off, not like...
He has one line where he goes, we are back on the track and we are ovulating. And I don't know, anytime someone says we are back, my brain immediately says that sentence.
Okay.
So I just said that we are ovulating.
Yeah.
Take care. Thanks for listening to us, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.